Hi and welcome back. This one here is once again another series in the simultaneous equations video that we're making for you guys to study. And of course this time we've moved past Walt 1 and we're on to Walt 2, in which we are looking at a different method. It's called the substitution method. So what I'm actually going to do today is go through this question here and then this paired problem, and then if you look in the booklet you'll see that we have some different examples. So I'm going to do this as part 2 of the video because I didn't want to admit this, but I actually made a mistake in the last one, had to redo it, and it made me pretty angry. I'll be honest. So, what is substitution? So basically, you learnt this skill a long time ago. So if I said that A was equal to 2 and that B was equal to 4, and then I asked you what A plus B was, then you'd be able to tell me, well, hang on, I can substitute or replace the letter A for the number 2. So it's 2, and then, of course, my plus, and then I can substitute the number 4 for the letter B. And so if I ask this question, A plus B, of course, is equal to 6. Now that substitution skill is one that you've used many, many times. And in fact, you used it in the elimination method as well. But it's maybe a little bit harder for some of you to spot that I can do the exact same thing for x plus 4 because that's what y is equal to. Just like a was equal to 2, instead of it being a number, this time I have what I like to call a term. So a letter and a number. But remember, of course, that x is basically filling in space for a number. And so we can, of course, use that to our advantage. So if y is equal to x plus 4, we need to talk about what this means. So equal means same, the same thing. So y is the same as x plus 4. Now we use this a lot in maths because sometimes if we've got a very long complex equation, so I don't know, something like x cubed minus 4/3 x squared plus x plus 9, sometimes it can be easier just to write that as, I don't know, give me a letter, let's go A. So if I've got to write this a lot of times, it can be sometimes much easier to refer to it as A, or maybe A, give it a little sign like that. Sometimes we do that a lot in mathematics, but we need to remember that these two things are equivalent or the same. So equivalent, equals, etc. So if y is that, then I can replace this value for y with this term. Not just the 4 or the x, but the whole thing. Now, generally speaking, if I was going to do this, I would insert a bracket. Now, I don't need to in this case, but it's good just to get myself a little bit more prepared. Because if this is a negative, then this is going to change some things when I substitute in this value. And that's why putting in the brackets can be fine. But because this is a positive, and of course remember the number 1 there, this is going to be 1 times x. So we're going to have x plus, well, 1x is just x. And then 1 times 4, of course, is just 4. So while I didn't need the bracket, it can be very good to understand why the bracket is there, especially if we're timesing by a different number than a 1 here. So x plus x gives me 2x, and plus 4 is equal to 10. Now, we've solved many of these over the time that we've been together, and some of us might need a refresher about why we do certain things. Well, we want to move the value that is furthest from x or do the opposite of order of operation. So if this is a plus 4, we're going to do the opposite again. So we're going to take 4, making sure, of course, that we do it on both sides of our equal sign. So we're going to be ending up with 2x left on this side, and of course 10 take 4 is 6 on the other. We're then, of course, going to divide by 2 and divide by 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we now know that our value for x is 3. Now, the nice thing is, of course, is we have this beautiful equation up the top here, which tells us what y is equal to. So if I know what x is, and I add 4 to it, I'll find out what y is. Now, luckily, we already know what x is. We know that x is 3. So if I go 3 plus 4, then y becomes equal to the number 7. So now I know that these two lines meet at the point 3-7. Okay, so if you want to do your paired problem, then you can start getting yourself ready and pause the video now because I'm just about to do the solution. All right, so what's different about this question than the other? Well, x is what we're given. So we can substitute or replace y minus 4 for x in this question. So that's what I'm going to do. Y minus 4 plus y is equal to 10. So now I've got y plus another y, so that's 2 y's. I've got a negative, or I'll take away 4 is equal to 10. And of course, add 4 on both sides. And 2y becomes equal to 6. Divide by 2, divide by 2, y was equal to 3. Now, I know that x is equal to whatever y is, take away 4, and in this case, I know that y is 3. So 3 take 4, x gives me a value of negative 1, so I know that these meet at 3. Oh, no, they don't. At negative 1 dash 3. Always remember, x followed by y, otherwise you make mistakes on videos. Anyway, pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it. Part 1. Part 2 will be coming soon to a computer screen near you.